Here's why your Airbnb could be doomed from the start before you even open. Hi guys, I'm Dave, the Airbnb Coach. And if you get some value from this, please hit subscribe and leave me a comment. So when you're getting started in Airbnb, there are so many things you need to learn. There's so many things that can go wrong, and there are so many things you don't even know you don't know. Now, a lot of these things you can pick up along the way. You can learn from your own mistakes. There are other things you can get some expert coaching on, like what I provide. Coaching is going to accelerate you so you get to where you need to be quicker than if you go through and make all the mistakes yourself. But there's one mistake you can make that can just doom everything, that there's no coming back from. And that mistake is choosing the wrong property in the first place. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the biggest factor in determining whether an Airbnb succeeds or fails is the location of the property. If you get a property in a great location, it's going to be your business's greatest asset. So how do you know if a location's good or not? Well, picture your guest's first impression of your place. They get out of a taxi or they're walking up to the property with their suitcases behind them and they arrive at the place. Google Maps tells them you're now here. They look up and they see your property. What do they think? Is it a pleasant surprise or is it a disappointment? When they pop out on their first day of their trip to go get a coffee and a bit of an explore, what do they think? Do you have some cool coffee shops nearby? Is there a nice park, some shops, something to look at? Or is it in an unpleasant, unwelcome environment? Remember, visitors to your property are often coming from a different culture, a different country. They don't know whether an area is good or not before they book it. They just see it on a map, see the price, and they make a call. One way to look at it is your property itself on the inside. That is the product that you're selling. But the area, the location that it's in, that's the wrapper, that's the packaging that it comes in. And it's more powerful than you might think. If you have a really cool coffee shop 2 doors down, you can leverage that. You can send your guests there. You can encourage them to go and visit the cool coffee shop down the street. And if they have a great time, the chances are they could mention that in a review. Think about that for a minute. You are getting a good review because guests had a nice coffee in a business that isn't even yours. This happens all the time, and it works both ways too. If you have a noisy train track that's next door, or bars that kick out drunk people at 1 or 2 in the morning, or just anything unpleasant that's in the area that's not even in your property, guests will leave negative reviews and mention it even though it's not in the property. So once you've actually bought the property and set it up as Airbnb, there's no way you can control any of these things. And that's why it's so key to make the call, make the decision before you actually buy somewhere. Let the location guide you whether this place will work or not. It doesn't matter how nice you make it on the inside, how much money you spend, how desirable that property is on the inside. If on the outside guests are not happy with the location, they're gonna leave it in reviews over and over and over again. Likewise, if you found a property in an unbelievable location, but on the inside it's a little tired, it's a little run down, needs a bit more love, well then you've done the first step. The first step is getting the location. You can always fix up the inside at a later date. It's so important that you do your due diligence on a property before you either buy it or take on the rent or take on the management of it. Click the link below, book a discovery call with me, and I'll show you how to research an area properly so that you can have complete certainty on what to expect whenever you take the property on. When you get the right property, you're going to have happy guests, you're going to be able to charge higher nightly rates, you're going to get better reviews, and it's just going to be a much more enjoyable business to be in. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.